passes. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number, and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
Here's the first carry for Austin Ekeler. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Herbert just beat the play clock. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. The Chargers hit 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And let's remember that last week that this offense, they played about as well as they possibly could play. Touchdown after touchdown. They were absolutely unstoppable in that game. They'll be hard-pressed to do it again, repeat that type of performance. But, boy, were they sensational just a week ago.
Herbert on first down now. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Devin Lloyd in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Herbert. And the pressure gets to him again. Josh Allen in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Now make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively. And not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. This is brought in at the 21. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And they'll go again with Etienne. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Play action. It's Lawrence. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD.
So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. It's their third drive now, and so far we've seen a punt. In that second drive, CD, they turned the ball over, so not the start that they were envisioning.
Yeah, they've been ineffective so far, but look, they've worked on a game plan all week long. Don't get away from it too soon. Find a way to get some significant gains, loosen up, get going, and then they should be okay the rest of the way.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. On the counter, Etienne. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
On the set.
On play action, Lawrence. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Sebastian Joseph Day breaking through for the sack.
Well, they got the lead, but it's certainly not a big one. And how do you keep control of that lead? Certainly not by that last play there. They gave up a big sack on the first play of this drive. Now it's double the distance to the 1st down marker.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
They go play action with Lawrence. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 33.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he'll throw this one away, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Here's Herbert. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown.
Donald Parham.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now 14-0. Touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a 2nd half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Lawrence. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
A give to Etienne running right.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To try again after the sack. Herbert. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. They'll get this out to the flat for Etienne.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Of course, he was solid last week. AFC Offensive Player of the Week award. 2 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, he's playing at a level right now where he's just breaking down defenses. Makes me remember when I was playing and my defensive back coach told me, listen, if you give up a touchdown pass, that's on me. I didn't coach you well enough. If you give up a second one, that's on you. And if there's a third one, I'm getting someone else in the game.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
The left side completion to Jones. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
They're going on 4th down. Lawrence.
And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Charger defense stands tall and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going.
Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Herbert. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Charger drive about to get going.
This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Herbert now. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Third and 2, Herbert. Going back to Allen, he's got him again. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 28. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. Running on first down, Eckler. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Tyson Campbell up to make the stop.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Second and 5 now. Herbert. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown.
Mike Williams.
23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
On first down, Lawrence looking for the out route here, and it's completed to Kirk.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Well, that's the third interception for Lawrence.
Well, he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick six is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
They go play action now. Lawrence.
Under pressure, they got him again.
Joey Bosa
Dropping him for the second straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on third down.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Now Lawrence on 3rd and long.
Looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. They're continuing to rock and roll, and at intermission, maybe sometimes you fear after such a good first half of a letdown, but that wasn't the case.
And what I remember most about being in those situations is exactly what you're talking about. You almost have that sense of satisfaction. You're like, we're doing really well. I remember one time someone saying, winning's fun, but so is playing really well. Why would we want to do otherwise? That was the message, to keep the intensity up, to keep things going, and that's exactly what we're seeing here from this team.
Yeah, it's helped them extend their lead.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Herbert, they'll get this out wide to Eckler.
And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At the 41-yard line. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. They'll roll him out right. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
ETN up the middle.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Lawrence will throw.
Flushed out right. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Now Lawrence.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
Pardon my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
His 2nd catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Lawrence. Jones has it. Lawrence to Jones for the Jacksonville first down.
First down by Marvin Jones Jr., and he's got over 300 of those in a career now in its 11th season. He's a guy who just plays so well season in and season out, always averages about 50 to 60 yards a game, and is well respected in the locker room. One of those players that everyone wants in their lineup and wants in their organization.
Lawrence with a completion to Kirk, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A shotgun snap and again to Etienne. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll be brought down with the first down after a gain of about 11, as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Here's Lawrence. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Chargers are going to have it here at their own 15. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
They're going to pass here with Herbert. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And he comes back with one complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Again, Herbert. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Chad Muma brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. He finds his target, Allen. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Pretty good yards after the catch there on that crossing route. Is a crossing route good for a quarterback because the receiver's coming across his line of vision?
They love those kind of throws. And how many times have you seen any of what we call an in-breaking route? Quarterback really turns it loose, doesn't he? Has a lot more confidence because he can see the play right in front of him.
Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining.
Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because...
And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew.